What's up, everybody? I'm excited to get this market update done. Sorry, I know I was gone for a month without a market update. I was dealing with a sick parent back in Washington, which is never fun, but they're on the road to recovery. They might even be moving down here, which would be really exciting. We're moving into our house in October, and they might be moving down and staying with us for a while until they maybe buy a house down here also, which would be exciting. So, but they're on a path to recovery, and we're getting them all healthy again. So, all that being said, I'm excited to get into this market update. We're gonna take it back a couple months and get everybody caught up what's going on here in Lebanon, Tennessee, and really just kind of the market in Middle Tennessee in general, Nashville included. I've been looking at some of these numbers here for the last couple hours just to kind of get everything that I want to talk about in my head. So let's kind of dive in and start talking about these numbers and see what's going on here in the market. First off, the sky isn't falling. I think we're fine. Now, there are some numbers here that you might find concerning just because of what you've been hearing in national media, but let's get into this here and we'll talk about it. Also, sorry, I'm a little stuffy. I do have a nose cold, so hopefully that doesn't bother us, but we're getting into this. Let's look at Lebanon, Tennessee. Here we are. Average sales price. We did see this trending down a little bit this past month. Not to be, too surprised about that. I don't know how much of this is people kind of buying into the fear mongering of, the sky is falling, the market is crashing. I don't know how much this is, real estate agents or realtors going, hey, we gotta list your home for less now because the market has switched, right? Or how much people, when they go to sell their house, to go, hey, maybe we should list it for less because, there's not as many buyers in the market, or I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think the data supports a drop in home prices, and we'll get into that here in a second because, I love the numbers. So we'll talk about the numbers here in a second. All that being said, we did see a drop of about $30,000 in the average sale price in the last month. So all that being said, let's get into this. Some of these other numbers. New listings are a little bit down, but they're still very high, right? We're still talking about over, just somewhere in 268 new listings. This is like all-encompassing new listings. Homes for sale, I think, is a little bit better of an aggregate here. Obviously, homes for sale are still up, obviously, because I'm looking at the numbers. But why are they still up? Why are homes listing? I think a lot of this is people trying to time the market, waiting to sell their home. We saw this in February. That was the bottom of this thing, and it's starting to trend up again. I think a lot of people were waiting for this. They were waiting for everyone to go, this is it, the big turn is happening, get in here while the market's hot, and then you see a bunch of people rushing to the market. So that's why you see more homes for sale now than you have since, I suppose, December of 2021, which in all reality wasn't that long ago. So all that being said, we're seeing a rise in the amount of homes for sale. Pending sales, those are down a little bit, not dramatic. You'd almost see it kind of starting to level off a little bit. For whatever reason, I think financing becomes a little bit of an issue. Financing might be taking longer, so pending sales, might be down because of financing. Obviously, the raising interest rates are a thing, and you might see that kind of contributing to those pending sales. Closed sales, those are still very high. Obviously, we do have a downturn here from June to July, but not much, because obviously we were down lower in May, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, the market's so hot, So if you think about it, nothing here is dramatic as far as closed sales. Days on market, here we go. This is showing that homes are still selling fast. Is the lower price contributing to that? Are people, when they are dropping their price now, contributing to that? I still think we have a lot of buyers in the market. I still think we have a lot of people moving here from out of town, from the West Coast, from Chicago, from New York, from places that don't have like the tax advantages that Tennessee has. Nashville specifically, outside of Nashville, there's a lot of great tax benefits to living in this state. And so I still think you're seeing a lot of people, as other financial industries tighten up and people are going, oh, where are we going to get the most bang for our buck? I think they're saying places like Tennessee are going to be those places, right? So we're still seeing a lot of people moving here, which I think is driving that. So the drop in home prices, to me, feels a lot of the, people buying into that thing, thinking that they need to. I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to be dropping your home prices. I think if you want to make your house a little bit more competitive, not that you need to, but I think if you do, adding some sort of concessions, adding in, maybe getting an inspection, a pre-inspection done. So when somebody shows up, they actually have the inspection report and they don't need to necessarily buy that. Having other things done in the home before somebody buys it, or, whatever it is. There's all kinds of different concessions that you can give, helping out with closing costs, those sort of things that make it your home, even just better marketing in general. That make your home more desirable to own. So I don't necessarily think you need to be dropping prices right now. That's my personal opinion. I think keeping prices high is great. And I think, you should still be able to get top of market for your house currently right now. So all that being said, if you want to get in touch with me, if you're looking to sell your house, I'd be happy to help you do it. As long as you're in state. Obviously, I work with a lot of people who are moving here from out of state. I can't help you sell your house if you're moving here from Chicago, but all that being said, when you move here, I'd love to help you go find a house, and I'd love to help you find those houses with those concessions. All right, month supply. We do see this trending up. So obviously, I think, with pending sales taking a little bit longer, I think our month supply is going to move up a little bit. It's still not up very much. It's been going up since February. I still don't think we're in a healthy range. I think, getting to that 3 to 6 months of housing is going to be that healthy range of a market. So I still think we're really low. I still think this is a seller's market because of that, because we still have low supply and we have high demand with the amount of people who are moving here, the amount of industry that's moving here, the amount of employees that are going to need places to live. So percentage of list price, obviously this is also backing up what I'm saying. They're still selling for over 100%. There's still competition in the market. You still see people paying over list price on average. Same thing. This is just leveled out, but it's still very high. We're still averaging, percentage of original price over 100%, right? So all that being said, original prices are still in that over $400,000 range. Obviously, this is going to mimic total sales price. Price per square foot, once again, trending up, right? We're still seeing, smaller homes selling for, the average price. Smaller homes, what happens when the interest rates rise is that people can't afford as much home, right? So you'll see the demand for smaller homes become more, which then drives up the dollar per square foot. Now, is a smaller home going to sell for, it's not going to sell for $400,000, which is why you're maybe seeing the drop in the sales price, the overall average sales price, but those homes are still selling for more per square foot. Make sense? So a home that's maybe, let's just take 1,000 square feet, for instance, is going to sell for, in this market, $216,000, because that's $216 per square foot. So all that being said, small homes are still driving this market because as interest rates rise, people can't buy as big of a home. Once that happens, they're buying smaller houses because they cost less, but cost less just means more per square foot, right? Sure, I'm buying a $216,000 home, but that house is only 1,000 square feet. Makes sense? So we're going to see that rise in average square foot. As interest rates go down, the price per square foot is going to continue to rise because people will be buying smaller homes. And the dollar volume, this is just, look at the market. Obviously, even since 2019, if we take this back, even further, 5 years back, it's been up and down forever. What we're seeing here is not anything to be concerned about. Obviously, the volume in February of 2022 was the lowest it's been since the beginning of the year, right? And then January of 2021, it was very low. But nobody freaked out then. Everybody was saying how hot of a market was, but look how little money we had in the market then. So we're still very high for the amount of money in the market. I still think this is a very healthy market. I still see people moving here. I still think it's a good market to sell your house in. I think it's a good market to buy your house in. Now, investors, I have a whole nother thing. If you're an investor, I'd love to chat with you about an investment strategy at this point. I have ideas, not for this video, obviously, but if you're an investor, ideas for this market specifically that I'm actually moving into as well, which I'm excited about. But all that being said, we're in a healthy market. The sky is not falling. Prices are still up. People who are financing are buying smaller homes, but they're still buying lots of homes. So, the sky is not falling, and the housing market is healthy here still in Lebanon, Tennessee. Regardless of what the national media will try to tell you, the numbers do not lie. This is what we have. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Everything's going to be okay. If you were looking to sell your house or you're looking to buy your house here in Lebanon, Tennessee, my contact information is down below. I'd love to give you a hand going through that process. I love doing that. Obviously, it's my passion, and I'd love to welcome you to Lebanon, Tennessee, one of the greatest places on earth. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.